Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're looking at trail cameras today. If you're all wondering specifically what camera we're looking at today, we're looking at these, the Muddy ProCam 12s. I got a 4-pack at Rural King for 120 bucks. Figured $30 a camera is basically a steal. So I figured, why not make a video on them? I have never used Muddy trail cameras before in my life. This is not a sponsored video. This is just me buying something because I thought it was cool and cheap. We're out here on a piece of public today. I'm going to put a couple of these out here. I may go to another spot and put one or two out there too. But yeah, come along. Let's go set these up. I'm going to do a little scouting along the way. I have a friend here that's coming with me. Say hi, Macy. There you go. All right. So I'll catch up with you guys once these are set up, and I'll go over how I set them up. All right, so we walked in here a couple hundred yards. Wind's blowing pretty good in here, which is, you okay? All right, which is not uncommon. I'm in here on a little bit of a flat, big open spot here. All the little trees and briars are topped off, and that's kind of what I look for. And the only bad part is that's like everywhere right now because it's still like the last bit of summer, I should say. But I always look for pinch points whenever I put cameras and or stands. That way I'm not just hunting a giant tract of woods. Here in, southwestern PA, it's a lot of big woods hunting. Anytime you can find a pinch point where there's a lot of oaks or a lot of browse or a browse line, generally that's going to be beneficial for you. But this is where I'm going to put one of my trail cameras up. I think I'm going to put it on this tree behind me, right here. One of these ones back here. And we'll see what we get. But I'm going to keep looking around a little bit because I've hunted in here in rifle season and it looks way different. And I know that there's a trail on down through here. I've never had a camera in this spot, but I figured, well, why not this year? Trying to expand where I hunt this year. But I'm going to get a camera up, go to another spot, and I'll show you where that one is. So this is the trail that I figured I would set a camera on. I left one back there, but I'm thinking I may go move it. So, but this trail meets, so it comes directly behind me is where we just were. There's a trail that goes this way, and then a trail that goes out and around the hillside this way. And there's just little fingers that poke up through, and there's red oaks, mature red oaks, mature white oaks, and basically any other tree you could want to drop in here, poplar, maple, whatever they may eat. And then as I get down through here, it's a little bit of a game trail. I mean, the browse line is insane. Every single thing I'm looking at is just nipped off. So I think I'm actually going to go grab that camera. Actually, I have a couple. I'll put one down here and leave one up there. It's about 100 yards away, so it's not a bad thing. It's just putting a lot of eggs in one basket, So I don't know. You might see the next part of this video and be like, hey, you moved that. Yeah, it's because I'm indecisive. So I'm going to walk around a little bit. So I'm standing below one of the indicators of just what might be going on in here. And this apple tree is MPOT. So it's not a good sign. Hopefully go down in here and these crab apples are growing, but almost to the next spot. So getting down in here is a little more of a doozy because a couple of trees fell, but once we get down in here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Figured it out. So we are down into where I've actually hunted in here before. It's not super hard to get to, which is a good thing. So if I'm in a rush, this is a spot I just drive to and kind of jump into. It's actually kind of funny. First time I ever hunted in here, I had a ton of bucks on camera, and I had like the biggest bully looking 10-point in here that I never really thought I'd see, because he was only on camera I think twice in here. And I was actually sitting on the ground, no less. I was sitting behind that stump, and where I figured he would come from was either down in there, or where a deer would come from, or over here. But little did I know that there was a trail barely beaten in that comes out right here, right down through here. And him and I locked eyes at about 15 yards. Just tried to get my bow up. As I drew, he jumped and took off. So, and I thought I blew this spot dead, but apparently I didn't, because the next time I came in here, I decided to get over my fears of hang-on stands, and I bought one, put it up in here, and I saw a really nice 8-point at about 50 yards. Couldn't shoot him too far, and obviously in this kind of stuff, can't really shoot through it. So, but I'm going to show you where I decided to put my camera. Looks like my spot for my tree stand's a little growed in, so might have to plan B it, but we'll see. This is all beat down in here. Trails going everywhere, crisscrossing, you name it. And the bad part is, if I sit on the ground, there's a lot of brush. I'd almost have to be standing to make a shot. But so, what I look for whenever hunting in big woods is a overgrown field, actually. And this is what this is. This is like an old farm field from, I don't know when, the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Are you good? Just make a noise. And then the state reclaimed it and made it into a park and public land and whatever. So there's a couple crab apples over there. There's a bunch of hedge apples all over the place in here, but actually probably not hedge apples, probably just yellow delicious or whatever they are, and red delicious. But I'm going to set a camera up where I had one before, although I think my tree is gone or fallen over. So, but right in here is a very heavily traveled trail. It goes straight up through. There's a bunch of trails that cross through in here. Basically, it's a crapshoot. But this one, from moving my camera around 2 or 3 years ago, whenever I was hunting in here a lot, this one was the one that was used more than the other 2 or 3 around here. So, I don't know. This is a lot about luck and a little about scouting. So, I'm going to get a camera up in here. Probably going to put it on one of these trees back here. And then I'm going to see if I can find a tree for my tree stand. If not, might have to hunt on the ground in here, making sure the dog isn't running off. So, stay tuned. I'm going to get this thing hung up, and we'll see where we go. So, this is just on the other side of where I was going to put my trail camera. And that one can both fit a hang on, or if I decide to do it, I will break down and buy a saddle and try that out. I have climbers too, but up in this part is just so terrible to try and get a climber in. So that's about the only 2 methods I could use for a stand. I could hunt from the ground pretty much anywhere in here with all the cover. Another thing I look for whenever looking for sign to set cameras on, whatever, set up, hunt over. Came over to check this, the world's oldest crabapple or apple tree. I forget which one this one is, but it's totally barren. Last time I was in here, there was actually a scrape on this limb right here, which this trail goes right here. That's actually the trail that the 10-point that I talked about earlier came in on. this tree is usually bombarded with scrapes right about the beginning of October. But as far as historical sign, this is actually pretty impressive. So there is one old buckrub, 2 and 3 old buckrub back there, 4 old buckrub, 5 old buckrub, and 6 old buckrub. And if that don't tell you something, it should, because that's pretty good. Might even move my camera to over here, see who's moving through right here, because this is really open in here. It's just I can't really hunt this because there's no good tree, and any tree that's anywhere decent, I need a saddle to hunt it. But that is bear poop. I need a saddle to hunt those. Although this tree could be useful, which is only 15 yards away. I could maybe get in that one. We shall see. I may put a stand in that one actually. But I got enough stands on this side or enough spots on this side to put a stand in. So, shall see. Let the camera do the work, see where the best spot to set up is. Obviously, it can change from day to day because, again, you may be a skillful hunter, but at the end of the day, if you ain't lucky, you're losing half the battle. So, like I said, stay tuned. Gonna keep walking. Alright guys, it's about a week later, and we're here to check these muddy trail cameras. I accidentally already checked one without doing this, and I forgot to save like 2 of them. There's only 9 pictures, but took really good daylight photos. And this thing picks up really far away. There was probably a decent 8-point, probably 30 or 40 yards away, and it picked it up. So, but here's this camera's, and then we'll jump to the other one, and then the rest of them I'll just add on at the end. And then I'll give my my 2 cents about these cameras after we are finished. But did get a decent 8-point on camera. Also came in here and put this camera, and there wasn't a tree stand 50 yards from it. Now there's a tree stand 50 yards from it. So welcome to public land. Alright guys, so it's been about, I don't know, 2-3 weeks since I put these things out. The cameras are great for the price point. I think the pictures are average at best. I think at a distance you get a little bit of a blur, and if they're moving at anything more than just a subtle walk, I think that it's going to be a little blurry. But the video on these things are immaculate. Now, I wasn't anticipating, the highest quality pictures and video. Wasn't expecting 4K quality by any means, but I think the videos are fantastic with this. The only problem is my phone can't read them, so I have to bring a say save it to my phone and put it on Google Photos, and then go through and save them to my computer so I can actually look at them. But I think the video outweighs the picture quality big time. But as far as pictures go, I mean, like if you're just looking for a $30 camera, I mean, you're not going to get very many better pictures than that. I was actually pretty surprised. They pick up at 40, 45 yards ish. I think that one farthest buck walking through that was a little blurry that I showed you guys, he was at about 40, 45 yards. So it was pretty good on distance as far as zone wise. If you saw the lighting change, I'm actually sitting here working on this video as we speak. But for $30 a camera, it was a 4-pack for $120. So I figured that was a pretty good deal. I wanted to get a couple cameras anyway, so it just happened to be a good deal for me. I would absolutely recommend them, but got a couple big boys coming in out on public. So if the couple bucks that I have running around on my family property don't want to cooperate, I think I have options. We had one of my hit list bucks in my family property actually get hit by a car like a month ago. But as far as cameras go, highly recommend them. I mean, they're cheap. Muddy ProCam 12. I have a mitigator too, but I have yet to use it. But the ProCam 12s, I think they're great for the price point. I mean, if you're just looking for a couple pictures or a video here and there, definitely for you. I would put them up on public because they're cheap, and if somebody steals them, then they steal them. So deer season's about 2 weeks away. My rest on my bow broke as I was practicing, so ordered a new one of those. Well, actually, I got a new part to it from QAD, and come to find out I can't get the broken screw out of the rest itself. So get to shooting, get to practicing, get to scouting, get them stands up. Let's get it. We got 2 weeks. I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching your bearded. Well, thanks for watching your favorite bearded channel.